Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the best fragrance launches of 2023 in my opinion, of course. I fell in love with many that launched this year, but the ones I'm featuring today are fragrances that particularly really stuck out to me. So the first one is going to be like on everyone else's list or their most hated list from the year, and this is Amouage Guidance. This is a very creamy sandalwood fruity vanilla fragrance. I predominantly get like the creamiest version of sandalwood, and I feel like the particular pairing of the fruity notes used in the vanilla makes a beautiful blend with this sandalwood. So in the opening, my nose interprets the notes more individually, like they kind of have their moment, just pop here and there. I'm getting like this creamy pear puree osmanthus that has like a apricot tone, the wood, the vanilla, the hazelnut shavings is kind of like boom, boom, boom. And then as this dries down, all of those notes blend together to become like one unified scent. I just get the hazelnut in the opening, and then the fruity vibe does stick around for the life of the fragrance, but I do get the biggest fruity pop in the opening. This has amazing performance. It lasts all day, and I love layering this with other fruity fragrances to like bring out that quality more. So I do absolutely think that this is one you should sample just because of how big the reactions are around this scent. Absolutely sample first, but I do think it's something you should just try because it may become your favorite thing ever. This next one I am absolutely thrilled about. This was gifted to me, Maïssa L'Amour Eternal. You guys, if you love a fruity fragrance, this is one to check out. Like, this delivers this whole exotic wow factor for me. It is focused on the note of mango, and for the longest time, Stefan Humbert Lucas God of Fire has been my #1 favorite ranking mango scent. This is now up there. Don't ask me to pick a favorite just now, but those are in my top 2. So, uses a juicy prominent mango, and then it has a load of other juicy tropical bright fruits like apricot, peach, nectarine. I'm like, holy cow. And this is not your basic fruity scent whatsoever. Like, this really has like a sexy vibe to it. It is out of season at the moment. I didn't care, and I was wearing it like multiple days in a row regardless, but you can best believe that I'm really gonna be reaching for this a lot in the spring and summer. This also has a prominent musk. So if you're familiar with the Zaharoff Herbapura DNA, I get that vibe in here. And I've mentioned this before, but for anyone new, I just haven't been able to get on board with the Herbapura DNA because it's too much for me. Like, it's too strong, like synthetic, and unfortunately gives me a headache. So I've been on the hunt for a fragrance that gives me that kind of vibe but isn't like overload in that way, and this is it. It doesn't give me a headache, and I'm getting that like really unique exotic musk, but it's not overboard in the way Herbapura is, and this really has that focus on like the blend of bright fruits. There's also ambroxan caramel in the base. It's seriously good. I feel like it might be a bit premature to give my longevity rating because I think that this is a profile that shines the most in like spring, and it's cold right now. But I still get good performance, like moderate projection currently, and lasting like about 7 hours. So I do anticipate it being stronger once it warms up a bit. I held back on featuring this for a bit because I didn't know if it was going to come back or not, but one of you informed me that Mona commented under someone's TikTok saying that the Wedding Silk Santal 36 is coming back. To be exact, she said next year, stay tuned. So hallelujah, because this is one of my favorite Kayalis the brand has ever launched. Is this and Vanilla 28, like by far my favorites. And obviously this is gonna be a love for me because it's taking that addictive, sugary Vanilla 28 DNA and making this like a fruity floral spin on that. So this has more of a bright, sparkling character, and I cannot get enough of this. Now I know I don't have to be shy on using this. It has that warm vanilla sugar amberwood base that I love, and then it has this bright quality from champagne, a juicy nectarine, added sweetness from praline, and then like light, well-blended florals. Like it's not bam in your face floral, like a nice soft freesia note. There are other florals in the mix as well, but like I don't personally detect them. It's just so good. It's a very easy reach perfume, and I always feel pretty, and I'm just like addicted to this sillage. And it's a perfume that's very crowd pleasing. Like most people enjoy scents like this, and I think it's a great option for gifting to someone as well. I am so excited this is coming back, and I personally actually get good performance out of this. Like moderate projection, lasts 7 to 9 hours for me. I could still smell that vanilla coming through. I know I talked your ear off about this one, particularly in the warmer months. This is Giardini di Toscana Bora Bora. Guys, if you love your luscious tropical floral perfumes, but then you want some sweetness, like you want a little bit of a gourmand element in there, never fully, like this is not straight up smell like you can eat it, because the florals are very prominent in here. So you have to enjoy that quality. Tiare flower and ylang ylang being the stars of the show, and there's also jasmine. This has a very creamy profile. Like not only are the florals done in that kind of way, but then that overall quality is just amplified by vanilla coconut milk. I feel like this house does vanilla in such an incredible way. Like all three of my Giardini di Toscana fragrances have the vanilla note nailed. There's caramel, apricot, so it just, smelling this transports me to some like bougie summer island experience. Absolutely one of my favorite tropical floral fragrances, and I get moderate projection, 7-8 hours. This next one I was saving to feature in a Middle Eastern fragrances video, but it's taken me a while to get around to it, because when it comes to these more affordable Middle Eastern fragrances, you have to let them sit and macerate. Just leave them alone for a while before you can really form an opinion. So it's taken me a while to get around to it, but just so you know it's coming. I just have a couple that need to sit a little bit longer. But I'm just gonna go ahead and have to mention this because it's so good, and it was indeed released this year. So this is Lattafa, and help me out with the name because I tried looking this up, how to pronounce it, and I'm hearing all these different versions and I don't know what's right. I've heard Bade'e al Oud, Bade'e al Oud, Bade'e al Oud. So if you know the correct pronunciation, send help. Honor and Glory. This has seriously impressed me. First of all, I really appreciate that this is like its own fragrance. It's not a dupe of anything. Really, I have not smelled anything like this, and it's perfectly unisex. This has a prominent note of pineapple, and it's done in a different way from how I typically smell pineapple in fragrances. I don't know if this is gonna make sense to any of you, but bear with me. Maybe it'll click for some of you. You know how when you eat pineapple, it leaves this kind of feeling on your tongue? Like if you zoom in microscopically on a pineapple, it literally looks like all of these tiny little needles. That experience that I get from eating a pineapple, I get in the smell of this. Like it has that kind of vibe to it. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to describe that more eloquently. It also has a note of creme brulee and vanilla. So it has this kind of like warm caramelized vibe to it as well, but this never gets too sweet and never smells fully gourmand to me. There's a prominent spiciness in here. There's cinnamon, black pepper, also turmeric, which I can pick up a bit, but it's not like ruining the scent whatsoever. It's not too loud for me. And that really brings in like a unique touch. I don't think I've ever smelled that in another fragrance before. So I do think you have to be into like your warm, spicy fragrances to enjoy this. It's got woodiness in the base and it's not listed, but I also definitely get a strong musky presence to this as well. It's seriously good and so affordable. If I didn't know any better, I was just smelling this blindly, I would guess that this would be like a niche $300 fragrance. Eric has been loving this as well. He wore it for like 3 days in a row and has good performance, moderate projection, 7-8 hours. Then the newest fragrance from BDK, Vanille Leather. This has a really nice leather note. It's not like the most bam in your face note. It's definitely vanilla and florals that I get the most. The leather in here does add like a nice bit of depth in the base, and it comes across more suede-like. It's not too much. I definitely get a prominent violet and orris, which I love. Like, it gives it this powdery makeup-like quality, and the orris definitely has like a warm buttery texture to it as well. There's a blend of a bunch of white florals. I do pick up on the tuberose and orange blossom, but it's not too loud of an orange blossom. Like this I can tolerate, and like the whole blend in here is just beautiful. It's not a linear perfume at all either. Like sometimes I'm definitely getting more of a floral vibe and then very powdery, and then I get more of like the warmth and this like addictive vanilla and benzoin. So it kind of shifts throughout the day, which is fun. I think it's a unique take on vanilla and also quite a sophisticated and elegant profile. And I get about 6 hours moderate projection. Next up, Navitus Ambrosia Imperial. I personally consider this a masterpiece. They really went outside the box with this one, and I find it incredibly special. This is such a sexy, like airy, trailing fragrance with gourmand elements. It's warm. It has such an exotic personality to it. There's a banana note, which I honestly didn't think I would be attracted to in a scent. But if you haven't smelled this yet, just expect it to be unexpected. It's very unique. It has this smooth, boozy quality from rum. There's like added sweetness from dates. There's caramel, whipped cream, but this isn't like so dense, heavy, or like an overbearing gourmand whatsoever. Like it really has this like sexy, flirty DNA that still makes it smell like a fragrance. Like the saffron is also quite prominent in this blend. It has a warm amberwood, and just in the opening experience, I do pick up on the Divana, bringing in like a bit of an earthy, bitter bite, but I really like it. Like it's so different. It doesn't stick around, but I did want to mention it. It's a compliment getter, and it's just a scent that I continue to fall more and more deeply in love with. And this lasts all day for me with a moderate projection. For my last 3, they're on my wish list. So I don't have bottles of them yet, but the first one is Parfums de Marly Althair. And this grew on me. Like my first impression was like, okay, it's nice, like I like it, but it wasn't doing the most for me during that first wear. I do pick up on the orange blossom, so I was kind of like side-eyeing it, you know? But it is a refined orange blossom, very well blended, and is just like on the border of what I'm able to handle when it comes to orange blossom. And then of course it's got this sweetness from vanilla, praline, warm spices. I revisited it a second time, and during that second time, it clicked. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. If you love your cozy fragrances, like this is one to check out. And it's so unisex as well, although it's marketed towards men. On me, it's even like feminine leaning. So yes, I absolutely love it now. And if it didn't like capture your heart during the first experience, I would just revisit it. Like give it a couple more like full wear tests and then see how you feel. Very smooth, likable profile. And although there are spices in here, it's not like overload on spices where it's like, oh, this is a lot. It's got some ambroxan and wood in the base. Very nice, very nice. Another one on my wish list, I'm looking at my notes. Joram, is that how you say it? Hopefully. Studio Spirit Cask. This is so freaking unique. Oh my gosh. It's got a big old list of notes. First of all, like it is a boozy concoction, but it is smooth. It's like perfectly balancing like the wood and the booze with sweetness. Like there's literally whiskey, rum, and cognac listed. There's a delightful pear and vanilla sweetening it up. Also malt, cedar, oak, maple. Very interesting blend. It's not linear whatsoever. And throughout the wear, parts of it feel like it has this like coldness to it, and then it shifts and then has this warmth. Very dynamic, unisex, very cool, very, very cool scent. And then the other one that I loved is the new Rosendo Matu 1970. If you like Guerlain's Gourmand Coquine, I think you're gonna like this one. It's a very refined chocolate scent, and it's not like a fudgy, syrupy, thick kind of chocolate. It has this like airy, powdery presence. More delicate. It's also sweetened with tonka bean, vanilla. It's got musk, some spices, and just some citruses right in the opening. Really lovely, also cozy perfume. And I would categorize this as an elevated gourmand as well. So stay tuned, because at some point you will see these three in my hands featured on my channel. So that wraps up my top 10 for the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I would appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.